What if everything you thought you knew about the pyramids of Giza was wrong? For centuries, we've been told they were simply tombs, the final resting places of ancient Egyptian pharaohs. But the deeper we look into their construction, the more impossible that story becomes. From astonishing precision to imported materials and a mysterious acoustic signature, evidence suggests there was much more to these monuments than initially met the eye. If the pyramids weren't intended as graves, then what were they? Join me now as we uncover new findings that may shatter everything you thought you knew about the ancient world and reveal the pyramid's true purpose. You won't want to miss this. Egyptologists long argued that the pyramids were tombs where the bodies of powerful pharaohs were laid to rest. This story goes back millennia, as long as people have gazed in wonder at these enigmatic structures. Inside the largest of the three pyramids, however, no definitive royal body has ever been found, nor any treasure hoard one might expect a pharaoh's final resting place to contain. In fact, many of the burial chambers discovered within the pyramid are strangely empty. This doesn't fit the traditional narrative of the pyramids as tombs. So why were these massive stone structures built? What were they really meant to accomplish? The deeper we dig, the more questions we find ourselves asking. There's something else that doesn't quite add up when examining the pyramids. We're talking about the stones themselves. The outer shell of the Great Pyramid is made up of precisely cut limestone blocks. Each surface is so immaculately finished, a sheet of paper can't even be slid between them. Considering this was during the Bronze Age, when sophisticated tools were still over 3,000 years in the future, how could such precise and durable materials have been selected and shaped? There are over 2 million such stones in the Great Pyramid, each weighing an average of 5 tons. That is, over 8 billion tons of rock lifted and placed precisely atop one another without the aid of modern equipment. It's as if the builders possessed technology we still struggle to explain today. How did they do it? Some researchers suggest that aliens with advanced tools and machinery landed near Giza and used that technology to erect the pyramids. What if extraterrestrials visited ancient Egypt and helped construct these structures as tombs for their alien friends, the pharaohs? But hold on a minute. Let's pump the brakes on this wild theory. Let's examine some more tangible evidence before jumping to intergalactic conclusions. The stones used in the construction of the pyramids didn't just come from nearby. Many were hauled over 500 miles from the Aswan quarries in the south of Egypt. These include huge blocks of pink granite, which make up the pyramid's inner chambers. But how were such massive stones moved with such accuracy? Many weighed up to 80 tons, yet were lifted and placed atop one another with millimeter precision. This feat alone has baffled engineers and archaeologists for centuries. Even today, We don't know exactly how these stones were transported or raised to such dizzying heights. Without this key knowledge, it's impossible to say who built the pyramids and why. In recent years, some researchers have turned their attention to the mortar used between some of the stones. Analysis shows that the compounds found in its composition aren't native to the Nile region. Limestone from Tura, just south of Cairo, contains high levels of silicon dioxide, while the gypsum used in other areas is better suited to hot, dry climates. Some researchers believe this exotic mortar points to an even more exotic origin for the pyramids' builders. Could they have been constructed by an ancient civilization from afar? What if sophisticated cultures existed during the Bronze Age that we haven't discovered yet? This exciting possibility remains tantalizingly out of reach for mainstream archaeology. But the evidence of imported materials continues to mount. And finally, there's the acoustics. Researchers discovered that the massive granite walls of the King's Chamber within the Great Pyramid act as if they were designed to amplify certain sounds. When struck or resonated, they emit an array of musical tones that seem almost alien to our modern ears. The phenomenon has led some experts to speculate that pyramids were built to harness sound or vibrations in ways we're only beginning to understand. If true, this would suggest an advanced level of knowledge and intentionality behind their construction. After all, why would ancient builders have gone to such lengths to create structures capable of producing music from stone? If you're finding this content useful, please subscribe to stay updated on our latest discoveries. Now let's get back to what the ancients might have been onto something here. Their understanding of sound and its relationship to the built environment could have been far more profound than previously imagined. Some theories even suggest that pyramids across the globe were laid out according to principles of sacred geometry and vibrational harmonics. Such esoteric ideas remain firmly on the fringe of academic research. But one thing is becoming increasingly clear. The true purpose of the pyramids went far beyond creating simple tombs for dead pharaohs. Let's take a closer look at the evidence. Inside the pyramids, several chambers and passages have been discovered that don't seem to serve any burial function. One such area is the Grand Gallery, a long, narrow passageway filled with intricately cut limestone blocks. Its walls are decorated with scenes from Egyptian mythology, suggesting a religious rather than funerary purpose. But it doesn't end there. Another curious feature is the air shafts that run from the base of the pyramid up toward the summit. These vertical tunnels, hidden beneath massive stone slabs, are too small for humans to crawl through. Instead, they appear to have been designed to allow fresh air and light to circulate throughout the structure. Some researchers believe the shafts may have had an astronomical purpose, aligning with certain stars at specific times of the year. This fits with a growing body of evidence suggesting that the pyramids were deeply connected to the cosmos. In fact, the entire complex aligns perfectly with the 3 stars of Orion's belt. Some researchers believe this was no accident. They think the Egyptians intentionally designed the pyramids to mirror the stars in the night sky. If true, this suggests the ancient Egyptians had an advanced knowledge of astronomy and saw themselves as part of a larger celestial order. But what does it mean? Why would they have aligned their monumental structures with the stars? Let's talk about the layout of the complex itself. The 3 pyramids at Giza each represent different elements of the Egyptian cosmos. The Great Pyramid, aligned with north, south, east, and west, symbolizes the sky. The middle pyramid, oriented slightly off-center, represents the sun. And the smallest pyramid embodies the earth. Together, they form a triangle, a shape associated with spiritual enlightenment and immortality in many ancient cultures. This geometric symbolism connects the pyramids with broader metaphysical concepts. They were not just piles of stone, but intentional representations of the ancient Egyptians' worldview. Whether viewed from above or below, the layout of the Giza pyramids fits with the concept of an energy generator. Some researchers believe the entire complex was designed to harness natural forces similar to how modern machines do. Water flowing through underground channels, combined with the Earth's magnetic field, may have been directed and amplified by the pyramid's unique shape and internal chambers. This controversial theory remains speculative, but it offers an intriguing explanation for why such enormous precision and exotic materials were required to build the pyramids. After all, why go to such great lengths to create structures capable of generating unlimited, clean energy? When you step back and examine all the available evidence, one thing becomes clear. The pyramids of Giza were nothing if not an attempt to control the forces of nature. They embody the pharaohs' supposed connection to the divine and symbolize their power to influence the very elements themselves. Whether as temples, tombs, or energy generators, the pyramids demonstrate an ability to manipulate the world around us in accordance with our will. That's something worth striving for in our own lives. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We must also acknowledge what the pyramids were not. Despite the wild theories that abound, the pyramids were not solely tombs, machines, or gateways to other dimensions. Instead, they represent a confluence of all these ideas. Pyramids embodied the ancient Egyptians' desire to control and understand the forces of death, nature, and the cosmos. For thousands of years, these structures have inspired wonder, debate, and awe in those who gaze upon them. They remain the greatest riddle of ancient engineering and a testament to the boundless curiosity of the human spirit. So what do you think? Were the pyramids, tombs, machines, cosmic gateways, or something else entirely? Perhaps the truth lies in a combination of all these concepts. But one thing is certain: the Great Pyramid was never merely a pile of stone. It was the ancient world's boldest attempt to touch eternity. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up button and share it with your friends. Subscribe for more fascinating content and join the conversation in the comments below. Until next time, keep thinking big and keep asking questions. Who knows where your curiosity might lead you?